So, what made you decide to get into pranks, first of all?
Thanks. I guess first of all, I was watching stuff on YouTube, and I was watching like a lot of the American guys back in the day. So we're talking like maybe 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago, something like that. And I just saw them just having so much fun, doing all these crazy, wacky things, and I was just kind of like, I could do that. I could actually do that myself. And yeah, I guess it inspired me in that way, like not just as a consumer to be like constantly consuming all these videos and stuff, but actually going out there, doing it, pushing out my comfort zone, and having fun. That was the main reason to start it all, just for fun.
It looks pretty easy on screen, doesn't it? Like, it's probably not as easy as it looks.
No, it is. It is as easy as it looks. If you think otherwise, it's all in your head. Anyone can do this. It's not like a special talent, or only some people can do it. Anyone can do this shit. It's just a question of literally just fucking doing it, not caring, and I guess just being like, fuck it, I'm just gonna do it, and who cares.
And the title Twattery, where did that come from? Because it's a memorable name. It really sticks.
I spent a long time thinking that one up, actually. Before that, it was actually supposed to be Buffoonery. But the guy that I was first like filming with, he said, "Oh no, don't do that name because I might want to use that." Oh no, he said that his name began with a B or something, and then he was like, "Oh, I don't want that name because if we become really big in the prank scene, I don't want us two to be competing with each other with the letter B." It was a stupid fucking
proper
reason.
British
It's complete bullshit. It was complete nonsense, but that was kind of the reason. But then I thought to myself, actually, Twattery is a better name than Buffoonery. Buffoonery is a bit stupid. Well,
and
so is Twattery, but yeah.
The first time I came across one of your videos on YouTube was when you asked 100 girls for their number. Like, no game, no charisma needed, straight up, "Excuse me, can I have your number? Can I have your number? Can I have your number?" And the reason I was laughing so hard at it because I couldn't tell if you were serious or not. Like, you had such a deadpan expression, so that was like one of my favorites. But what was one of your favorite pranks to do?
The one in America when I was playing as a British gentleman, as in like a 1920s British gentleman, playing on the stereotype of how Americans perceive British people, but picking up girls in that manner, like a Sherlock Holmes type character with the extreme accent. I just found that really fun to do because it was on a college campus and people there are naturally more receptive, more friendly, more open to having fun and stuff. So, it was just a fun video. Like, everything just went perfectly. We did it in like 2 hours. It was just solid.
And what I like about your videos is like the sheer awkwardness you put yourself through. Like, not only because of the situations you put yourself in, but also the kind of reactions you get, because they're like genuine reactions. So would you say there's a difference in the kind of reactions you get in London compared to America?
Yeah, for sure. There's always going to be like cultural differences where you go, like around the globe. It's like a difference between like Americans and British people. The main difference, obviously, Americans, they're more open, they're more chatty. It doesn't necessarily mean in a positive or negative way, but they're just more willing to speak to you and kind of.
That's the kind
like kind of just be more open with their feelings, and let you know about how they feel. Whereas English and to some extent Europeans are more closed off. They're more insular. They're more they'll think something but they won't say it.
It must be trickier to get a rise out of them.
I mean, well, you can. The thing is, you can get some serious reactions here as well if you find the right people. But it's weird, like if you do it on an American college campus, you're not going to get any like super violent or mean reactions generally, but you are going to get, it's mostly going to be like super friendly and open people, and that's really what makes the video. Whereas here, you're not gonna. It's gonna be more of a struggle, like on the streets of London, to find like super friendly.
Probably the weather as well. Like right now, it's like really.
Yeah,
cold,
the weather plays a part, but it's also a cultural
people's
thing,
mood. And was there a prank where you genuinely felt uncomfortable? Like maybe you were scared, or maybe I might have pushed this one a bit too far. Like I should get out of this situation, or do you never feel any of that stuff?
I think, as in like I pushed it too far.
Pushed it too far and thought, okay, this wasn't a good idea.
Let me think. I think.
The police siren, maybe something to do with the police.
Yeah, there was one. There was one actually. I filmed and I didn't even release it on the channel because it was so bad. I can't fully remember what it was, but it was something to do with like sniffing some girl's panties, and, like pretending it was like my ex-girlfriend's or something, and then having like some kind of like monologue to strangers about it. And like so many, I did like 5 people, and they were like super creeped out.
Wow.
I think one of them called security and stuff.
Okay,
so I knew it was a stupid fucking idea.
It looked good on paper, right? Like it felt like a good idea at the time.
Like, on paper, it seems like let's do this, and then when you're doing it, it's like, fuck me, what am I doing?
Right. And how can you tell if a prank is like fake or staged? Like,
Yeah, it's a good question.
Keen eye for that.
Yeah, I mean, when you've done it for as much as I have, it's super easy and obvious to tell. But for like the layperson, it's a bit more tricky. But generally speaking, you've got to kind of it mainly comes down to common sense. Like, would a real person act like that? Like, for example. Okay, let's say you're trying to bait out a violent reaction out of someone. Mm-hmm. Like, let's say your prank idea is to step on someone's shoes. Okay, so you go up to someone, you have a little bit of a chat, you step on someone's shoes. Do they immediately start grabbing you and hitting you? In real life, they wouldn't do that. No, there would be a bit of a split second where they'd be like, "Wait, what the fuck are you doing? Why the fuck did you do that?"
Right.
For?
Yes.
And then there'd be a gradual increase in tension. Before the violence starts to emerge, so that's something to look out for.
And also, there's obvious ones, maybe like the gold digger pranks and the kissing pranks, in like 5 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, those ones you just need to use common sense.
Yeah,
like, would that happen
obvious,
in real life?
right?
No, it fucking wouldn't. Would it be able to happen repeatable, multiple times in multiple videos? No, it fucking wouldn't. Because like those sorts of reactions are like 1 in a million. There's no fucking way you'd be able to consistently do that. And then there's other things as well. Like, let's say you're doing these like those like girlfriend boyfriend pranks. It's like, would you be able to prank the same girlfriend over and over and over and over again consistently? No, unless she's got the memory of a goldfish. No, there's no fucking way you can prank the same person over and over again and be like, oh, it's just for a video again. Got you.
Right,
It's, like, it's bullshit.
You
right?
can start telling the signs.
And then another thing to look out for is like the camera angles. If they're super perfect, super still, so the camera's just on like a tripod. And
so most people question the camera, like, is that guy filming this?
But the main thing really is just like look at the social interaction and see how it like flows. Is this like what would happen in a real life scenario, or is it like, sometimes people will say things really robotically, or they'll just like the tension will just dramatically rise suddenly, which when in real life it wouldn't work like that. There'd be like confusion. There'd be wait, what the fuck are you doing? Or why the fuck did you say that? Or like, what the fuck? Or there'd be that kind of thing, rather than just like step on the shoes. Oh, I'm gonna punch you straight away in the face. Or I'm gonna run after you. Something like that.
Right,
there's a gradual increase in the tension, and also it generally comes down to like shitty acting, bad acting. So just watch out for bad acting, basically.
So you kind of transferred to a more, let's say, maybe professional avenue as a dating coach, and were you able to use some of your experience from doing pranks into what you're doing now?
Kind of. The thing with the pranks is that it's like that stuff, it helps you to get into a state where you just don't give a fuck at all, and you're completely socially liberated. You've got that social freedom aspect nailed down. So the transition to doing pranks to pick up is like really quite simple. Whereas a lot of guys, they just go straight. They want to just get straight into pickup because that's what they're interested in. They want to be able to go up to girls, meet them, talk to them, and so that transition from like, let's say, basement dweller to a guy who just randomly picks up girls is massive. But for me, luckily, I was able to do pranks, and so the transition was nowhere near what most people would have to go through. For me, like, if anything, like, pickup is actually more turned down than doing pranks, because pranks I was doing something
extreme
insane.
level.
It's quite extreme, and like the stuff I was doing was quite insane.